Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Cork in the North podcast. Before we crack on with this week's episode, I want to talk to you a little bit about our sponsor who have kept this place fiscally responsible for the last 6 months. This place has not only kept this podcast alive, but they are producing great food and drink down at the Dye pub just off the Lisburn Road. A wonderful place to go for a drink, go for a date, a first date, a funeral, a breakup. Are you crying? Something's not right in your life. The Dye pub is the place to go.
It's a shoulder to cry on.
It's a shoulder to cry on. There's plenty of drink, there's plenty of toilets, there's great access to it. It's near a road. What more do you need? Dye pub on the Lisburn Road. We're fans of them, they're fans of us. If you use the code Cork25, you get 25% off your food Wednesday to Saturday. You get 100% of the food for 75% of the price. You don't get 75% of the food. Get all the food. So please do go down and support the Dying. Great comedy on there. We're doing the live podcast there on September the 22nd. Only 20 tickets left or so for the live podcast. Links are below on the YouTube. Please do come. We're going to ram the room. It's going to be absolutely brilliant. We've got some great guests lined up. They've not been booked, but they will be great. And that is the most important thing. And every time you've been to our live podcast before, we've done 3 or 4 now. They've all sold out. And this one is going to be the biggest capacity that we've ever had so far. And we're nearly there. And we want you. Yes, you. So please go down to the Dye, check it out, have a bit of food, have a bit of drink, come to the live show, check out the website. You can hire the room for any functions, christenings, communions, confirmations, wakes. Can you have a wake there?
Sure you can.
Listen, the Dye do everything.
You mightn't want to book the big room. You can book a smaller room.
Book small room.
You're not booking the big room for the wake.
Would you book a big room for a wake? Depends if they were popular.
I hear if it was a popular guy.
It was a big family, like.
Yeah.
So there you go. The Dye pub. We love ya. Keep supporting us. You support them. If you're passing it, go, oh, that's Cork in the North place. Pop in. Tell them I sent you. All right. Now, joining me this week on the podcast, ladies and gentlemen, is a man that I am very friendly with. Not overly friendly. Maybe every quarter there's a WhatsApp message. But that's where we are with comedy relationships. We are work colleagues. We work together maybe 3 times a year. But when we do see each other, we're friends. We hang out, we drink together, we talk together, we bitch together. We may stay out late together. We sometimes maybe go and get a bit of food together. Martin Angolo, how are you?
Very good.
It's great to see. The last time I saw you, I think we were in Utrecht together in the Netherlands.
Did the comedy festival.
We did the comedy. What a great weekend we had.
That was a great weekend. A lot of drinking.
Do you ever go on a comedy weekend somewhere, for example, and you could be in the Amsterdam or Brussels or Utrecht, and they send you the lineup, and straight away you look at the lineup and you can tell from who you're on with whether you're going to have a good weekend or not?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. No, if there's just someone you know who's sound and scoops.
Because the amount of times I've said to Ger Staunton, can we please do a European tour? You, me and Ger in Europe for 5 nights. Wouldn't it be some crack?
It'd be some crack. There wouldn't be much work getting done.
Yeah, but there'd be, how would you say, a plenty of historical sightseeing visits to the local watery, stuff like that.
Yeah, where did we go? We found Ed Byrne as well.
Oh, we were in Utrecht, we found Ed Byrne. That was good. Remember they closed the pub and we walked in with Ed Byrne and they recognised Ed Byrne and then they opened the pub again?
Yeah, that was it.
Imagine having that power.
I know.
Now I know why Putin gets so angsty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you walk into a pub, we're closed. Oh my God, it's Ed Byrne. We'll reopen. I can see why Trump and Putin are fucking on it.
Trump, Putin, Ed
Byrne. I can, the power, like.
The
power. Just a business is closing down. Send in Ed Byrne. Hi, I'm Ed Byrne. Reopen. The business is blooming.
I tell you who saw out the Middle East. It's Ed Byrne. Get him over there.
Just send Ed Byrne over to Israel and Palestine. I'm going, hey, Ed Byrne's here.
Ed Byrne's here.
You know what I mean? What a lovely man as well.
He was sound, yeah.
Isn't he a gentleman?
Oh, he was lovely. He was great.
You know what? It's always nice to meet someone. I'd met him once before, but to actually spend a bit of time with him.
Yeah.
And, I was a bit, we have a few pints in us. And when you have a few pints, you kind of, the lips are loose. Mm. The lips are loose.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm just remembering now. Yeah, we did a lot of bitching about people we can't mention. But
yeah, and you know who you are. You know who you... He doesn't watch this podcast.
Ed Byrne, he got down to our level of like
bitchiness.
Yeah.
Oh,
you can tell he loved it. He was like, I've been around a few comics in a while.
But there's always like, because like I think sometimes if you're a big touring comic,
yeah,
you don't kind of mingle
a
lot with other comics. Obviously with the support act stuff, but being in a room with 5 or 6 other comics is great crack.
Oh yeah, that's what you want.
The egos, the bitchiness. Someone's trying to dominate the room.
Yeah.
Those people. Yeah. Who's opening the room? Who closed it? Who emceed the green room?
Yeah.
That's more where the competition.
That's it. That's where the gig is. That's the gig. That should be the gig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Martin, you're a very successful comedian. You were recently on Amazon for the Graham Norton show. What was it called? Laugh in the House or something?
Last one laughing.
I didn't know. I wasn't chosen.
You
So
didn't
this
learn
was
the name
basically
'cause it
all
wasn't
of you.
chosen.
That was quite successful.
It did pretty
Sorry,
well.
is that the wrong word to say quite successful? That was very successful.
Yeah. Like, it says surprised, but like an Irish-made comedy thing did well. So people are surprised by it.
Yeah.
You know? It did pretty well. I get stopped a lot from people for it.
Yeah.
A lot more than my recognition's gone up, like tripled. People going,
So what are we talking now? Like people shouting at you or going, are you your man from the Graham Norton thing?
A lot of that.
Is that what you get?
A lot of that in taxis, in pubs.
How do I know you?
Yeah.
Did you get the how do I know you?
How do I know you?
Don't know, man.
I don't know. Could be anything. And then if you go, the many times I've done it where they go, how do I know you? Comedian. No, that's not it. Like, it's like, no, you live down the road. Or so. It's like you feel like a fucking fraud.
Someone stopped me in Hollywood in North Down recently and they went, how do I know you? And I went, well, I was in Tesco an hour ago. You might see me in there. And they kind of laughed and they went, oh, I know you're the... And I went, yeah, okay, thanks.
The thing with the Amazon thing was it was so well advertised. So a lot of people just know my face more than... So I get the same amount of people who go, I saw the show really good. And the same amount of people go, I see you're on that show. I'm not fucking paying for Amazon, though. You know? It's the same level.
That's like the most Irish insult ever.
Yeah.
I see you're doing really well, but I'm not going to watch it.
Not bothering me whole to watch
But I'm not
that.
watching it, like.
Yeah,
But I know. It's like they're just they're like curtain twitchers.
Yeah.
They're just snakes.
Yeah,
snakes. Snakes. Marion, you're from Dublin. What part of Dublin are you from? Please don't. Are you from Coolock?
Not Coolock.
Because I wanted to talk to you because you're the first Dublin person I've met
yeah.
since this Coolock issue was kicked off.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I'm not really sure. I just see like it's a tough one, isn't it? You know, because they don't want. I mean, it's it's
What is it?
The anti-immigration.
But they've been brewing for a while, man.
They've been brewing for a while. It's just picked up now, isn't it? And I think people have seen it online. Like, you see people like Tommy Robinson come to Ireland a lot now, and it's really picking up.
It's not. If Tommy Robinson is on your team, it's not a good team, is it?
It's not a great look.
Convicted criminal.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I'm on the fence. No.
There's plenty of Irish I'd get rid of. First of all.
I always think they never look at it from the other side. These migrants, these busloads of young men coming into the country on buses, they come off, they don't want to stay in Coolock.
I'm not going to lie, that's a good potential GA team.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Coolock could be really good in the leagues.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
I can see that.
I don't know how to solve it. But I keep hearing...
Here's how you solve it. Get Ed Byrne in.
Get Ed Byrne in. Ed Byrne will solve it. He'll come in and go, right, Ed Byrne said, right, immigration sorted. I kind of noticed, especially with all the events in America recently, and Europe has really gone to the right. You know, I know Macron took a risk in France, and Le Pen has been knocking on the door for a while.
Yeah.
The Netherlands has gone to the right. Hungary. Apparently, there's protests in Spain now against tourism.
Yeah.
There's an undercurrent. There's a real undercurrent here now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I think there always will be.
But I don't think it's undercurrent now. It's becoming mainstream, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. I mean, the whole thing, like the French thing, has always been. It's always like, well, this could be the year.
I never trusted the French. Not since Thierry Henry handball in 2010.
No.
No, when he memory handled it, my whole the stain went out for me. Even when like Connacht are playing a French team in a rugby in like some second division team, I'm like I don't know. Ever since Thierry Henry handled it, I'm very bitter.
Just people who choose to eat snails, I'm always a bit on the fence.
It's a bit weird, isn't it? They're always on strike.
You know what I mean? What's with the
And do you know
beret?
what the thing about the Tour de France is? My brother went to Germany or someplace to watch the Tour de France. Not even fucking in France. Like, that's how lazy they are. Here we are live from Dusseldorf with the Tour de France. I'm like, that's in Germany.
Yeah.
There was a year they held the Giro d'Italia in Antrim.
You know the Tour de France has been to Cork.
Has it?
Yeah, I was like,
really?
they're outsourcing.
Wow.
It's not the Tour de France, it's the Tour de Cork.
Do you know it's like an Indian call centre, you know, for like a bank in England. They've outsourced it to cut costs.
I do admire those French-speaking countries where, like, you know, because they give every other country tries to be welcoming to tourists and stuff, and these French-speaking places, like I was in Luxembourg, and like they don't give you any leeway if you don't speak French. They're still speaking to you in French.
Are they?
Oh, yeah.
Luxembourg is where I want to go next for a weekend or something.
Yeah, I did
Were
a
you
gig
there
there
doing shows?
I did one gig there.
Was it good?
It was lovely. It was one of those. It was in like a what do you call them? The French word for like a cheese toasty. They have like a crock It was
Le Croque Monsieur.
yeah, it was like a Croque Monsieur restaurant, but they had a comedy club downstairs. It was actually good, better than it sounds. It sounds like it could be terrible.
And was there many there?
Oh yeah, it was packed. Yeah,
Irish?
there was a good group
British?
of Irish. I ended up going out with an Irish lad who makes his own stout. It wasn't Conor McGregor. It was another guy. He makes some stout over there because he's like Guinness doesn't travel well. And anyway, the gig was great. I'd recommend it to you. I'll get to go on.
Is it worth doing, yeah?
Oh,
Nice
pretty worth
hotel?
Was that a decent hotel? It's great. Sort your own hotel.
Sort my own hotel. Good to know. Thank you, Martin.
You want a bit of luxury, like, you know.
Oh, you know me, Martin.
Yeah.
You know
Sort
me.
your own hotel.
I'm all about the...
Yeah, but I went to a shop before the gig, and I was getting a bottle of water or whatever for the hotel, and go in, get a bottle of water from the thing, and the woman's like, I'm trying to pay for it, and she's like shaking her head, saying something to me in French. Don't speak French. She starts pointing somewhere. I'm like, I don't know what you're on about. Just trying to pay for the water. Keeps on. It eventually leads me over to the fridge full of waters because I got a warm one.
Right.
She gives me a cold one, scans it, puts it through. I say merci, and then she says, "You're welcome. Have a good day." So she had English the whole time.
She had the English. She didn't learn it within 2 minutes, like.
No, but they just don't give you any leeway.
Petty, like.
They're petty. Like,
You know, that type of...
Yeah.
But I kind of admire that.
I admire. That's what I like about them. Yeah.
Yeah.
In a way.
Like, they had the English, but they chose not to use it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
there's a part of me that kind of going, I see what you're doing here. There's a bit about me that goes, you're a nasty piece of shit, like, but I'd take out for a latte.
There's a wee bit of when the shakes a barley about that.
Yeah,
you know?
you know what I mean? Yeah. I like it. It's like me, you know, I'm very petty, right? I once lived in a place where the next door neighbour had a dog. And the dog was nice, but the dog would bark sometimes on a Saturday, Sunday morning. It wouldn't overly bother me, you know what I mean? But when you come in from a gig at 2 in the morning and you want to sleep in till fucking 10 or 11 and next thing it's barking at 6:30 in the morning, it's a bit annoying. But towards the end of my tenancy, which you know what I did? I actually got my dictaphone and I put out and I recorded the dog barking, uploaded the file onto my laptop, downloaded the file and then attached the file to an MP3 with speakers and I just played the dog barking into your man's garden. So he was like going, what's this? I'm like, that's your dog barking. So you can't have a go at me.
No.
That's your dog. Petty, like.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
I moved out the following week. I did it at the end of the tenancy. Like.
You might be French.
So like I'm thinking, me and that girl, if I wasn't engaged, you know, I'd be over. Luxembourg is a weird... it's a place that is it a financial hub? What's the uniqueness about it? Because it's a sign of just a small city, isn't
It's
it?
a very small city.
But that's all it is.
That's all it is. There's fuck all. Is what everyone tells me. There's people. Yeah. There's just a place for people to work from, and
But they go into Belgium or
Yeah.
Where's the closest countries?
yeah, probably Belgium. I think.
And France.
So they have a choice to go to France and Belgium on the weekends and stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
nothing happens there. Like that's why so many people turned up. They were like, nothing happens here. That's why we're here to see you. And you're like, well, yeah, fair enough. So there's a gap in the market there for.
And is it a good crowd in terms of age? Are they there to make money? Are they the younger, I'm working on the continent of Europe to make a bit of money for 5 years kind of mentality? You know, those type of people that...
No, there's a big mix of like people who've been in the game a while, and some younger people, but yeah, mainly like people who've been running this business for a while. Yeah. There's a guy. Probably shouldn't say. A comedian who worked day job. His boss lives there. He came to see the gig, and it's just like a lot of businessy types.
Is it a bit like Tinder now wouldn't have a great radius? Like,
Probably not. Probably skews older. I'd say. The apps I use anyway.
I always had a real disdain for Luxembourg.
Why is that?
No
'Cause-
fault of Luxembourg's, right?
Wow.
Well, this is going to be an
It's the
interesting one.
weirdest
Yeah.
grudge I've ever.
I don't like Luxembourg, but it's not the fault of Luxembourg.
It's the fault of my primary 7 teacher,
Right.
Who got us to write a report on European countries, right? So we all had to pick a country out of a hat and write 2 pages about that country, and basically everybody was just going on the, you know, Wikipedia or whatever, going to like the library, getting the encyclopedia,
Yeah.
and copy and pasting that. But I got Luxembourg, and when I looked it up on Wikipedia, there was 2 sentences about Luxembourg.
Right.
And then when I went to the library, there was fuck all about Luxembourg as
Yeah.
well. So I
It's-
had to write 2 pages.
It's one of those places that you know about.
Yeah.
Like they beat us in football,
Yeah.
which is ridiculous. But like there's Luxembourg, Andorra,
Yeah.
the Faroe Islands.
Liechtenstein.
Where's Liechtenstein?
It's also between Germany and France, I think.
Why do these little places exist? Why can't you just say Luxembourg? Okay, raffle them off. Right, you're in France
Right.
now.
Yeah. That would make it much easier.
Would just make it much easier, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I don't understand. Martin, before you got it, how long have you been doing comedy now?
Oh, 10 years?
10 years,
10
right? What were you
years,
doing in Dublin? Because you've lived in Dublin all your life. So
Yeah.
what were you working at?
I started young. I was one of those annoying people who...
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, never had a proper job. Was in college, started doing stand-up. Turned out I was pretty good. Didn't have to work. I've never had a proper job.
Really? You fucker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did,
but then
once-
again, you don't have a pension from a private company, or you know what I mean. You're now probably thinking like, oh Jesus, I've no.
Yeah, I'll die young. That's the aim. Die tragically young.
Because you are tragically young anyway.
Yeah,
You're only 28.
Yeah. No, 30.
Oh, when did you turn 30?
March.
Oh man, I didn't see you.
Was that before?
Because you're the kind of guy. You're the guy that I know. That whenever you meet someone,
Yeah.
you're the guy. My interpretation of you is that you'll always be all right. You've got that personality. You'll always be fine.
Yeah.
Like at 50, you'll still be living a great life.
Yeah.
I know you will, because I saw you work. Right? Do you remember we met Ed Byrne in Utrecht?
Yeah.
And this is Sean. This is Martin working now, right? So I remember once, right? My agent gave me a bit of feedback once, and he said sometimes I'm not really how would you say? Not saying not approachable, but he said like you need to get to know more people in comedy.
Oh, right,
and I was like, yeah, but I want to do comedy, but I don't want to be with them.
Yeah.
Like I love them, right? Martin meets Ed Byrne, and within 5 minutes he just went, Ed, if you're ever in Dublin and you want a few points, let me know. And I just went. I can imagine every person you meet in the world. You could meet King Charles. You'd be like, "Here, Charlie."
Yeah.
If you ever like, you're the kind of guy that just you have that friendship with everybody.
Yeah.
Where does that come from? Do you think? Because I wouldn't be able to do that. I wouldn't be able to ask anyone even out for a coffee.
Well, you can gauge it because Ed was having a pint, and I was like, this guy seems like a pint guy. And our conversation started with me and Ed talking about we're going, what's the right? No, I've had this debate with a lot of people. What's the right amount of drink to have before a gig? How many pints do you have before you go on
Me,
stage?
none.
You have none. Yeah, there's a lot of people who don't drink.
Oh,
I'm a professional.
I think. I mean, the odd time. Don't get me wrong. I've had a pint or a bottle. If I was only doing a shorter set.
I think you had one before the Late Show in.
Yeah, it was the Late Show.
Late Show, our last
Yeah.
night, Late Show. Yeah.
But like that was just
Yeah.
I'm on a away trip, but I would never
Yeah.
do it. So I think none really. I'm 95% always none anyway.
Wow. Well, I think if you're a drinker and you can handle it and it doesn't affect the set, I think the ideal is you have two, go on with the third.
You have two and go on with a third.
You're just that level of relaxed, still sharp enough, and yeah, it comes across better.
See, I think if I have two, I'm gone. I'm light. I'm a light drinker.
Well, okay, you have a half. You should have a half.
I have two. I go on and go like, oh, I fucking love Trump. Like I'm that kind of guy. Like
You had that one before the last gig in Utrecht. I think it was your best set I've ever seen you do. So I think you have.
No, it wasn't. It was the first gig on the Friday night was the best gig. Do you remember
Still
that?
remember? Yeah, that was the best.
So
gig.
when we went to Utrecht, right? We met up and we were like, right, we're here for 2 nights, and I love this, right? I love away trips. It's like we're away in the Champions League. You know what I mean? We're getting flown over, lovely hotel, and we're getting paid, and we get free drink. There is no better job.
Yeah.
And you get to hang out with nice people and have a right good laugh.
Yeah.
And we arrived in Utrecht. We were doing 2 shows on the Friday, 2 shows on the Saturday. We were doing like the Best of Irish or whatever it was called. And the first night we went on, the first gig, which was at 7 o'clock or something, it was unbelievable, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
And we just went, we've struck gold.
Yeah,
We
beautiful
have
room.
struck fucking gold.
Yeah.
Second gig, I think we went too high on the first gig.
Yeah, that's true.
And the second gig was still really good, but it wasn't of the same.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Because it was like every venue was different, and the second one was like a lecture hall.
It was, different acoustics.
Different acoustics, yeah.
Then we went out and got shit-faced.
Yes.
Was that the night of the house party?
No, that was the last. No, that was the next day.
Some crack that, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Then Saturday, we didn't see each other for the whole day.
No.
You were like, I'll just see you at the gig because we were recovering. But I respect that.
Yeah.
I respect it.
Yeah.
Because you're like, this is my time.
Recharge.
The last thing you want to do now is me dragging you around going, do you want to go and see something to do with bikes or something? Or
Yeah, you were trying to tell me. Oh yeah, you were like, oh, I went around today and I saw this. I don't want to see.
I do the odd tourist thing.
I don't want to see anything in Utrecht, apart from the pub.
Yeah.
Pub and the gig.
So we did that, and then a Saturday night we did the gigs. The gigs were great. And then Saturday night we got invited to an after party.
Yes.
We went to the pub first, though, didn't we?
We went to the pub. That's when we went around with Ed.
Yeah.
And then he went home early. The pub's closed.
Yeah.
And then it was there was a guy from the festival with us, some young fella being like, There's the after show party. Just some guy's gaff.
And it was like a jailhouse.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
There was beds everywhere.
Yeah.
I thought, what have we walked into here? And then I walked in, I had one drink, and I looked around, and I just went, this is 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And I just looked around, and I went, I'm going to go. And I go, I must go say goodbye to Martin. Couldn't find you. Where were you? Yeah, dirtbag.
I was guaranteeing myself for next year.
I'm glad he or she enjoyed it.
He and she. Oh, it was more than one of them.
So what did you get up to at the party? Was it just drinking, like?
Just drinking, talking shite. Yeah.
Time to stay there still?
Oh, I think I left around 5.
Jeez,
It
Mark.
was still going as well. Yeah.
So like, I remember trying to explain to Julie, she says, where were you last night? He says, I was in a kind of a hostel / house in the back streets of Utrecht at 2:00 in the morning, talking to a guy from Belarus about cricket.
yeah.
I was like, I've never met anyone from Belarus. I was like, you got great jawline.
Yeah.
So just chatting to them. And then this girl comes up to me, she was like, you are performing? And I was like, yeah, I was, yeah. I did not watch.
Yeah.
She just went, I did not watch. And I just went, thank you. Great. Like, where do I don't know what so I said to her, are you performing? She's like, no, I'm just friends of.
Yeah.
I was like, that Eastern European cutthroat fucking.
Yeah.
Doesn't give a shit, like.
Yeah. And then, and there's the Dutch, they have that as well of like, just telling you straight, being like, yes, your show was, it was okay. You did good, but the part in the middle did not work at all when you talk, they'll pick out exactly what didn't
But the
work.
Dutch are like that, though, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're very cut.
Yeah,
They react. They don't react.
Yeah.
If they stay completely silent until you do the joke.
Yes.
And then once you do the joke, they go, very funny, next joke.
Yeah. Well, they love it when you lay into them, You turned on one of the crowds as well. It was great. You were like giving them a bit of grief.
Yeah. I did have a go at them, yeah.
Yeah. But they love it. Because they know they're a bit of a shit audience.
Because people have said that to me before. Because I'm doing a gig in the Netherlands. Like, oh, the Netherlands crowd. Their humour is just,
Yeah.
you know?
It's,
One guy said to me, he was like, we want to have the crack with the Irish. I was like, doesn't work. No. You don't meet up with an Irish person to have the crack. The crack just happens.
Right.
But you can't have the crack with them.
Yeah.
Because they're just so... They're good people, but they don't get the rhythm.
No.
The slagging and stuff.
No, exactly. Yeah.
You know.
You seem very offensive to people. A lot of places don't have slagging, like in America as well. I've noticed that. You're bantering with comedians, taking the piss out of someone's set or whatever, and they're like, jeez, man, a bit harsh. You're like, no, that means I like you.
Yeah.
The only reason I'm slagging you is because I think
like
you're all
it.
right.
Yeah.
You can't slag a shit comedian.
Oh, no, a shit comedian, you always go, oh, you're doing great, man. You're flying it, like.
Yeah.
Come here, I'm hearing great things. I'm hearing things. They're not great, but I'm hearing things.
You're very brave.
Like how you... I mean, to stick at that, and when it's not working, I mean, the commitment for the last 9 years. Martin, what makes you love comedy? What makes you love it? What is it about comedy that you like, that you love, that you excite you, that, what is it that keeps you in the game?
Ooh, it's just like the simple idea of you can have a thought. I could think of something today, and in fact, I've got a gig tonight. You can try it out in front of a crowd.
Yeah.
That's pretty exciting. You can be as creativity goes. I think it's the most exciting way of expressing it. Like I love writing stuff. Keep trying to get like scripted things made, and never very hard to get comedy made anywhere. But stand up is just the most direct way of seeing if your stuff works as well. Immediate response, and especially now because there's never been a better time to be a comedian than right now. All the opportunities, people doing podcasts. There's different channels to get into building your audience and all that. I mean,
I always say there's room for everybody.
And there is room for it. There's no competition.
Yeah.
And if someone does well, that's great for everyone. I always think, yeah. So, it's just it's an exciting time. Now, I don't podcast. I'm very late to everything. And I'm very anti-technology. I'm very slow.
Yeah, but you have a big following online.
Yeah, and everyone's surprised, and it's just by a guy told me how to do it. He went, post a video every day, whatever. And I'm like, okay, I'll do that. And then it just sort of snowballed by mistake. I don't really know how to.
So it has to be a comedy video or just any video?
I did stand-up videos every day for a month.
And you just got 100,000 followers or something?
Something like that. It went 50,000, whatever I was on, doubled, whatever, tripled. And but it took a while. Like I gave up after 20 days, going, this isn't working. And then 2 months later, it snowballed. So it's unpredictable. And I'm sure there's better ways to look it up, and you can see algorithms, and I just chance it. But Yeah, no, and podcasts are doing great now as well. Like people get their information from podcasts now. It's
Yeah.
a weird thing. Like my mum would be like she's become a bit conspiracy.
Oh, is she?
Oh yeah, anti-vax and all this sort of thing.
Your mum is.
A little bit, yeah.
And how's that? How's that?
It's a weird one. Like during the pandemic and stuff, she'd be like, "Have you seen this from this?" Like she doesn't know anything, so she'd be like, listen to this." She sends you random Facebook videos going, "Listen to this doctor talking." And it's like a Joe Rogan clip. It's Joe Rogan himself. She's like, "This is the doctor who's giving you the information." Like,
That's not Joe Rogan.
I don't think it's the doctor's smoking a joint in this video. You know, I don't think it's real information. Yeah,
That's like me doing the comedians boxing last week.
oh yeah,
Turning around going, "This is how Anthony Joshua could beat Tyson Fury." You'd fucking shoot me in the head.
how did that go? The boxing.
Oh, I was robbed.
How many rounds?
3.
Yeah.
I lost the first round. I won the second, and then I got battered in the third. But I did it for the kids. We raised over £32,000 for the kids' cancer unit. You know, so enjoy it.
I can't take the piss now. You've done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
when you
that's
first
why-
started,
that's why you put that at
when
the
you
end.
first started, when you went, oh, I did it for the kids. I was like, where's this going? Oh,
Yeah,
cancer. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I lost. But
Oh, what a great guy.
So is that a cause of conflict in your house? With your mum being a bit conspiracy?
No. It's mild conspiracy.
Do you think she could go even deeper?
Oh yeah, like without no. If she's
Is the earth flat like?
no, she's not that far. Well, she dabbled.
She dabbled in the earth being flat.
She's just. I'm just looking at all the information.
Yeah,
It's one
but
of them.
not the information is correct.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's
Anyone, and I could write a blog tomorrow, put it on a WordPress,
Yeah.
get it uploaded to Google, pay for it to go up in the analytics and the algorithm on the Google search engine,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
put a nice little title on it. Research shows.
Right. Yes. Yes. No,
Research shows the Earth is not flat or round. It's a triangle.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Well, that's where all that colloq stuff is. That's
The what?
that thing in Dublin with all the anti-immigration.
Yeah.
And like that's where that's coming from.
Like, I can understand people getting angry and stuff like that, but I also think to myself, like, I was an immigrant for 16 years abroad, and I can understand people say, oh, there's all these undocumented men coming into the country. Well, in Ireland, undocumented men went to America in the 30s and the 40s and the 50s and the left and they went to England. There's plenty of Irish people who got council houses in England.
Yeah.
There's plenty of Irish people who are in prison in England, and there's plenty of Irish people who commit crime in England and America and across the continent of Europe. I can understand people's concerns about it, and obviously there's ways of going about doing it, and there's a big influx of people and stuff like that. But I also think that if everybody had to go back to their own country, we're fucked.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
But then again, I don't know what I see. People go ape shit now with this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I think we might have to cut this out because I don't want to have an immigration talk on the podcast.
Yeah. But these guys coming over.
People go mad. I don't know how to solve it, but I also know that Irish people travel abroad and live abroad, and we have a strong economy at the moment, and the country is doing well. And yes, people say, oh, there's loads of people after coming in. I understand that, but there's people in England that are like, fucking hell, the Irish are everywhere here, and in America, and in Canada, and in Australia. Like, come on, like,
Yeah.
you can't,
But to be fair, the lads coming over here are brown, so I'm suspicious. I'm just going to be giving a bit of balance to the podcast.
Oh, but listen, at the end of the day, I walk down the street in London, no one can tell me whether I'm Irish or whatever, because they just, the skin colour is an issue for people, which is shit
Yeah.
for people. What's it like for you down in Dublin, like?
I could never complain. I had a really very lucky, very nice.
But I wouldn't see, I don't
I
see
never really
anyone-
suffered, bad racism growing
Yeah,
up.
like,
But you're saying you get great material out of it if I did,
yeah, I don't know. I just thought people were past all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Whether I couldn't care less.
Yeah, I've had it quite. I know people who've had it worse than me, but yeah, I've had it pretty nice. I have to say.
Well, if you see him on the street, give him some abuse.
You need some more material.
I need a few more. I need 10 more new minutes
you need
on
more
race
material,
stuff.
you know what I mean? So the comedy's going really well for you. How are you finding coming back, doing the festivals and building up the solo audience? Because you come up here a lot to the north, don't you?
Yeah,
And you've done some shows up here and stuff like that. What do you think of the north gigs?
Well, it's its own. I mean, the whole scene up here is its own thing as an outsider. I look at the south now. I'm like, they need to get its act together because you lads have it all.
That's the first time people from the south are looking up at the north going, any advice?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. How do you play arenas? Because it's not a thing down south where people are just playing these big rooms. I mean, just sort of as a because like everyone's getting their go essentially up here. it seems
Yeah.
like. And it's great to see, and it's great.
What do the comics talk about down south about the north here? What do you get? You could fucking hell.
There's a lot of jealousy, a lot of bitterness.
Is there? That's
No.
fine. That's common.
No, there's the initial of like, why the fuck are they getting all this? Well, and then you realise, oh, we're doing nothing down here. Like that's you put the work in.
Do you think in the Dublin comedy community there's a bit of a divide? I get the sense there's a bit of 2 or 3 camps.
Right.
Maybe
There
people should come together a bit more.
Yeah. But again, I mean, it's tough. Like, I mean, it's sort of an anomaly, I think, up here. The fact that it works because there's so many, like, comedians, a bunch of comedians working together. There's always going to be friction, usually, most of the time. And
Well, there's friction up here as well,
yeah.
like, but it's very low level.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, exactly. Once you reach a certain level, I suppose it just doesn't affect you. You're like, I'm not going to bother with that. I'm working towards something. Down south, I think we still have that issue of, but then again, we have lots of great clubs down south, and everything's busy. Everyone's, most people are doing pretty well. Comedy in general is doing pretty well. We could be better, like follow the up here. I mean, at the same time though, like I see some of these. We wouldn't be able to do like a boxing match or a live darts competition as a show.
Yeah, we've another big event coming up this year as well. I'm not telling you, I can't because it's not announced.
Okay.
Like they've done 2 boxing. I was on 2 Johnny's
Poker live.
Huh?
Fucking filling an arena playing poker. People watching Colin
We're doing
Geddes.
a massive hide and go seek at Christmas.
You can do anything up here. It's mad.
Hot dog eating contest.
Yeah.
I would pay for it.
Comedians crufts. Just keep running around with a dog.
Comedians bake off.
Yeah.
I really want to do something next year. I would love to get the Republic of Ireland versus Northern Ireland comedians in a soccer match.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was done before Shane Todd had mentioned to me, but I actually want to speak to Shane about it and say, look, can we get something done? Because I was on the 2 Johnny's podcast, I was on their Patreon podcast, and they were saying they'd be up for it. And I think if you got the podcasting and the comedy community down south together with the people up here, you could get like, Bowes Stadium or, something like that. Maybe do it in Dublin, or we could do it in Mullingar. Like pick a venue that's neutral and everyone just flock and raise loads of money for, I don't know, a new road outside Newry or something. Like raise loads of money for a cancer unit or a charity or something like that.
Stopping the boats coming over.
All right, Martin. You were the one that brought up Tommy Robinson.
I did.
You'd probably be at the Irish anti-immigration going, like, I don't want to.
I don't need a competition. I'm one of the most successful black people in the country. I don't need them.
Yeah, anyway, I know, but it's crazy, like how it does work. Because I was down in Cork at the weekend doing gigs. I was down at the Everyman doing a show last week, and I had such a laugh down there. Like I really feel something's happening in Cork as well.
Yeah, yeah.
You got a couple of really nice clubs there.
Yeah.
The community's doing really well. Chris Kent obviously is flying.
Yeah.
Cornelius, Roger, Dennis. I know they're over in London, but they're over and back. And then you've got, there's something happening in Cork as well. And I think everybody, and Liverpool, and I think everybody could learn a bit from the north.
Yes, definitely.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
I think Dublin could do a bit better.
Yeah. When I say the sale, I really mean Dublin. Yeah, like it's different clubs, and it needs a shake up. It needs something to. Like, I don't know what it really is. What kicked it off up here, really? Like, what suddenly is just.
I don't know, Sean. You were around when the North scene started to go really well. What happened?
A couple of really good clips over COVID from podcasts. So, typically, like, there was a couple of podcasts going about here before COVID. So, Shane had his, Colin had his here, and they were okay. I would have listened to them. Because I was a fan of the comedy, but then during COVID, what seemed to happen was like, because people were inside, people were on their phones a bit more, and then I think Shane put up a big clip, Colin put up a big clip, or Patrick put up a big clip.
That's Paddy McDonald's brother.
Yeah.
And that's sort of. All of those just sort of blew up. So everybody was then like, oh shit, right, we need a podcast now.
Yeah.
And then more people were like, here, what's this? This is funny. This is from here. So it all sort of stemmed from the podcasts. Like,
wow.
And bit by bit, like this was a big contributor to that.
Because like you had a podcast down south as well, didn't you?
I did for a little bit. But yeah, we never really like did the whole clip. It's a weird thing. It's meant to be an audio thing, but everyone's obsessed with the clips.
Yeah, that's the
Everything's
most valuable
clips now.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even stand up now. You go to every gig I go to, it's some comic with a fucking phone trying to get their clips. I was asking a comic the other week. I was like, "Oh, how'd the set go?" He goes, "I think I got 3 clips out of it." Like, that's not a measurement for how your gig went.
Yeah.
3 clips.
I'd have got 5 clips though.
There's some people that are filming podcasts now where they're feeding the podcast. They don't record an hour's podcast or a 45-minute podcast. They record for 15 minutes and they feed like conversations for 2 minutes about, right, let's talk about this topic for a bit and then try and come up with something funny for it.
This isn't even a podcast.
Yeah.
No.
This is actually a casting coach you're on.
So they're not
in
recording an
Utrecht.
actual podcast. They're just recording 5 clips or something to put out.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
That's mad.
Who's doing that?
There is places that do it.
We should chat to him and have the cuts to work down.
Yeah.
So Martin,
me
tell me about that funny thing that happened.
So anyway, they're both hanging out the back of me. Let's just get to the main bits of these anecdotes.
Why haven't you? Can I ask you a question? How come you stayed in Dublin all your life, but did London ever approach you or anything?
No, you see, everywhere I've been, I don't like London as a
What?
place. I like going in and out of it, but I couldn't live there. It's so unfriendly, and that's the big thing. Even the comics
Dublin's
over there.
friendly, is it?
It's not that. It's a smaller London. It's a manageable London.
Right.
It's a torture I'm happy with is in Dublin. Like London is too much. Even the comics, you're in a green room with a bunch of comics in London. They're all on their phones. No one chats. I find it very cold.
Brutal.
Brutal. I mean, Dublin needs to do better as an industry, but it's good crack.
Yeah.
You're coming down next weekend. It's going to be a lot of good
Yeah, I'm doing the Ivy Gardens Comedy Festival. I always enjoy that when I get offered it. Don't get offered all the festivals, but let's not.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of inside. We were right bitch about it, didn't we, earlier? Hey, I'm not bitter.
No.
I'm not bitter.
Hey.
I'm not bitter.
You're on the lineup now.
All right.
They can't take that away from you. Well, they can.
I'm working hard and no one recognising it.
Do you get offered other stuff? Because I notice now I get a lot of people. Because if you're good at stand up and doing other things, you get offered people think you can act or something. Like I get offered a lot of
fuck! I get so many of them.
Yeah.
We need a script. It needs to be. It's quite a tight turnaround. Can you play the part of Kevin? Kevin's a gambling addict. I'm like, why? What? You've shot who looks like a gambler? Get Andrew Ryan on it. And we're looking for videos where you're looking bemused, confused, and sad. And I'm at home like this, going,
Oh yeah.
I don't get any.
No.
I don't.
A lot of ads. They're looking for a stupid husband in an ad. And that's
Andrew, we
what
think
I
you're
mean.
perfect for a stupid husband. The age range is 55 to 60. I'm like, why are you fucking sending that to me? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I once did an ad for. It was. Would you believe it? It was Yorkie, not Yorkie. Was it Yorkie? or an energy bar?
Right.
And it was actually and I was played a part of a failed boxer, which this is many years ago.
Yeah.
And basically,
Came
I had to sit. It came true, yeah. I had to sit in the corner of the ring, and a guy came over me with a towel, and I was losing. He said, "But if you eat this bar, you become like Superman, right?" And I remember doing the audition in Soho in London. I had to be there at 9 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, the reason why I became a comedian is because I don't want to do rush hour. I had to get rush hour tube, and I would sit. I remember being on the tube, just looking around, going, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah.
Like people just sandwiched in, and I go in to do it anyway, and my lines were like, I can't do it, and then the guy's like, his line was something like, you gotta go tight, you gotta do this, but most importantly, you gotta eat this. And then I was like, what's that? And they're like, just eat it. And then next thing you know, it was so cheesy, right?
Yeah.
But the guy that I was doing the audition with, I didn't know who he was until I turned up for the audition, right? He had a panic attack and he couldn't do his lines, so they just kicked me out as well. I was like, can I not audition with someone else? And they were like, sorry, thanks very much. I was like, that's not my fault.
Yeah.
This guy didn't know what to do. I've learned the lines, I'd rehearsed them with my housemate. And then I had to get back on the tube. And I just went, you know what? I'm done with these casting fucking companies, man.
Yeah, they're the worst. Yeah.
They fucking, you walk in, hi, okay, previous roles. Are you in anything at the moment that would conflict this? Right, what have you been in? What have you been? Okay, from the top. And you're going, John, why are you leaving me? I was cooking a beautiful stew. Andrew, less energy, please.
Yeah.
They're dead behind the fucking eyes.
Oh, yeah, I know. I did one voiceover one for, it's an ad that's out now. in down south, and it was for Now TV, and it's
Was that you?
no, but they did
I
like
thought you were a prick in it.
they did a big audition with loads of comics just in pairs going in. So I was with another guy, and they were like, "There's a fox who gives all the information, like terms and conditions, whatever." I went, "I'll do the owl. The owl just says who, right?" And then but it was like, did you ever see Toast of London? And it was basically Toast of London going, "Martin, can you give us like 2 minutes of just owl who variations?" So I'm just standing there like a prick going, "Who, you know," and they're just looking at you going,
Swing your neck round.
yeah. And I didn't want it.
It's stupid, like.
Yes, yeah.
I once got an ad. I think I might have told this before, but I once got the ad for Virgin Wi-Fi with Usain Bolt, and they booked me, did the advert, and I was flying to Jamaica to film it with him, and then I got dropped the day before. Right, I think I've told the story before, so don't worry. It's a long story, but anyway. But the advert was all I had to do was to look bemused at Wi-Fi taking ages to download, or the internet, right? So basically, I'm sitting on a sofa, right, and I have the remote, and this was the audition, and it goes, right, it's now buffering, and you need to react to the buffering. So I just was this.
Yeah.
And they went, perfect. And I went, brilliant. They're right, we'll give you 50 grand to go to Jamaica. And then they cancelled me because my hair was too dark.
Wow. I know Tony Cantwell. Do you know Tony Cantwell?
Yeah.
He did it. He does that for some water. I don't know, River Rock or something.
Oh, I've seen it. Yeah.
And in the ad, so his hair looks long in the ad. He had a man bun.
Yeah.
And then someone in the advertising team went, I don't like that man bun. I think it'll affect the ad. So frame by frame, someone had to go around deleting the man bun from each shot, which costs like a lot of money.
So he did it with the bun, and then didn't like it in post-production.
Yeah. And I was talking to Tony about it, and he goes, "Yeah, they cut out the man bun." And he was like, "If I ever do an ad again for them, I'm going to insist to keep the man bun in." I'm like, "Yeah, keep your principles." I'm selling you shit, but I want this man bun in.
So like he's in the bus stops and everything.
He's on the he's all over the place. Yeah, with that. Yeah.
But like, would he probably be known as the River Rock water guy then?
I don't think I think he has enough. Like Fred Cook was this guy from the Spar ads. You know.
That's gone.
I
was the voice of On Pust.
Yeah.
For 2 years.
Oh, really?
At On Pust Insurance, we're here to fix all that. Call 1-850-22-22-2222. Terms and conditions apply. Offer ends 16th of July 2024. On Pust Insurance is underwritten by AFC KFC Bank Insurance Limited. That's it for now.
Wow.
On Pust Insurance. Protecting you at all times.
I did an unpost radio ad.
Did you take recently? Did you take the contract off me because I got dropped?
No, it was like
you fucking taking money off the table. You're taking food off the table. Not a child washed in the house. Not a child washed.
I only did it.
Call the guards. Call the guards.
Yeah.
Not a child washed.
Not a child washed. Oh yeah.
What was the ad?
It was literally 2 lines. The only reason I did it was 2 lines. It was so I'm the dopey husband driving the car, and my wife's giving me directions. And the 2 lines were, she goes, "Turn left," and I go, "Left?"
Yeah.
And then the car crashes, and my second line was, "Oh," and that was it. And I was like,
"Turn left." Oh,
yeah. And they're like, "Here's a lot of money."
It's amazing how you can get nervous.
Yeah.
Doing that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Can you be dramatic? Turn left.
Yeah.
Turn left. Turn left. You know,
well, I was because I was partnered with another actor, and I was like, you see a proper actor, that's intimidating, and they're really good. You're like,
yeah, but you're a comedian. You're working that night.
Yeah,
they're not.
I know. Obviously, we have more skill and talent.
Yeah, 100%. But they have more money and more time off.
Yeah.
Like they'll only some working actors. Now, I'm not talking about film stars, but
yeah.
Like I'd love to be in Fair. Like Fair City must be a fucking nice gig.
Yeah,
but you can't do anything else because you're just a person from Fair City. Like you don't see anyone from Coronation Street in Peaky Blinders, like
no,
or winning an Oscar, like
it kind of
you don't see Gail Platt winning an Oscar, like
no,
you know what I mean? I'm on tablets for God's sake. I'm on pills. Remember Gail Platt? I'm on pills.
I don't remember.
She had anxiety.
Oh, poor woman. The last thing I auditioned for, actually, where I thought I've got this. Chris O'Dowd did a series. It's coming out soon, I think. On Sky, some Irish set thing, and I get a call. Do you want to audition for this? Yeah. Send me on. They sent me on. I sent in a tape. They're like, we're going to send on another tape. Here's 2 scripts, and here's the series outline and I'm looking at the series outline, and beside there's photo references for each of the characters, and beside the one I'm auditioning for, there's 3 photos of me. I'm like, they want a Martin.
They've already picked you, like.
They want a Martin Angolo.
They knew
character.
what they wanted.
Yeah, and I get called in again last audition in person with Chris O'Dowd, right? And he's a proper actor.
What was he like?
He was sound, but he's like a proper like actor, like crouching with his fingers on his chin, going. And this is where I fucked up because I didn't know the protocol for like being an actor. He's like, any questions about the character? And I went, I think I got it. Like you have to have questions. And he was like, and what do you think about the character's journey? I went, no, he seems pretty funny. He goes, yeah, but by the end, you know, he goes through this journey. I'm like, I'll play him funny. You know, I just had no idea. Like, oh yeah, I should have asked about, you know, what do you think, Chris?
They want to see what you research you've done, what you're thinking.
I'm like, there's 3 photos of me. I got this. Yeah. I'll give him a bit of a limp for no reason, you know. And so I didn't get him.
Imagine they took you out. But how did the actual role play go with Chris O'Dowd?
Oh, it was great. He just sat and watched. They got someone else in to do the lines with me. It's a bit like this, camera there.
Yeah.
Going through it. I put on a bit of panache. He was laughing away as well. And I thought, I'm nailing this. And then
he's laughing because he's going, he's not getting it. He's not getting it. He's not getting it.
He's laughing, going, this is the guy in the photo.
He's coming to town for nothing.
We're looking for a Martin Angolo, and he can't even do it.
But like, we have Martin Angolo.
Yeah.
He is so bad, we need another Martin Angolo. We've had the original Martin Angolo.
Yeah.
But we can't use him.
Apparently the guy does look like me, apparently, that's going to be in it.
Imagine they actually had a fucking role for you and you still couldn't get your own role.
No. Well, I think, so at the audition, there was another big black guy at it. And I subsequently met him after. And he was like, his mate got it, who's again another big black guy. So I'm like, oh, I should have got that. Because if everyone could have been played an Irish big black guy.
What's for you won't pass you, but on this occasion, what's for you did pass you.
I know.
If you think about it. Just had the picture of you on the script. Martin, tell us about your tour dates, where you perform and where can people follow you, because you're an excellent comedian and a top guy. And great fun to be around. And every time I gig with you, I'm always like, yes, Martin's on. We'll have a good laugh.
Yeah, I'm doing the Edinburgh Fringe. That's in the next one.
I'll see you there.
Are you doing the...
Yeah, I'm there.
Oh, great. Okay, perfect. Points. And our shows. Edinburgh Fringe, 5:30 every day. Then I'm touring around Ireland.
So you're 5:30, I'm 6:45. I still won't come to it.
No, of course not. I don't go and see anything.
Oh, the Edinburgh Fringe comedians bullshit. Like,
yeah.
Oh, hey man, how are you getting on? Yeah, good. What time's your show? Oh, 6:45. Okay, I'll be there. No, you won't. No, you won't. You're actually banned.
Yeah. Do you ever do like a themed show? Do you ever do like a...
This show is lightly themed. My opening bit in the show is, I'm really sorry I have no major issues.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm just a guy. And I know that's a disappointment to a lot of people. I'm just a guy talking, like.
Yeah.
I went for the first time last year.
Yeah.
You know, just to go over. I was actually filming our podcast, and I was like, I only flew in the morning, and I was flying back that night. So I had time after filming the podcast to go see one show, and there was like one show that was starting just at the right time, and I went, oh, happy days, I'll go in here and watch it. And the guy's topic was air fryers. And I said, fuck.
Was it good?
It was awful. It was fucking awful.
Was it free Fringe?
No. I paid.
Oh, paid a ticket.
Well,
ticket. Here, guys.
God, that's kind of fucked me up, because I'm doing a whole thing about kitchen appliances this year. And sockets, eh? What's all that about? Electricity, where's it coming from, kids?
My dad was killed by an air fryer. Very emotional show.
Yeah, it's a very emotional show. How the air fryer has impacted my relationship with myself and my childhood trauma, and how it's come to the fore with my therapist.
It's only after I got rid of the air fryer.
But they told me I will never dance again. Now look at me dancing at the Edinburgh Festival, 7:00 at the Gila Balloon.
It was only after I did my first show about air fryers that I realised I was autistic. And then that's the next show.
But then the ADHD kicked in.
And the ADHD.
And you had Asperger's. And then obviously the difficult relationship with your parents.
Yeah.
Which then conflicted you having to go to therapy because of the way you view women.
Yeah. All this was self-diagnosed.
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
At the age of 7, I was molested by an air fryer.
Okay, Sean, that was a bit heavy. That was a bit of a turn, Sean. That should have
light.
been at the 40-minute mark. That
Yeah.
should have been at the 40-minute mark.
Jesus, I'm missing the immigration talk now.
Martin Angolo, what's your Instagram?
Martin Angolo comedy.
Yeah, listen, Martin is one of the top comedians in Ireland. He's a great guy and a good friend of mine when we see each other.
You're the most intimate relationship I have, probably.
Yeah, but he is an absolute gent, and go and see him whenever he's up in the north or down in Dublin or at all the festivals. Check him out online. I highly recommend you go and see him live because he's a very funny, very, very funny guy. That's it this week for Cork in the North. Martin, thanks for popping in. You all cool?
Pleasure,
Did you enjoy that little chat?
That's good fun. Yeah,
For someone who doesn't like podcasts.
I don't really like doing podcasts. This has been nice, and we'll do a gig now. That'll be.
That's what I do. I'm changing the perspective. I'm not doing much really. We just had a bit of a laugh. Don't forget to die in Cork 25% off your food. Wednesday to Saturday live shows. Come see me on tour. A few tickets left for the Opera House, and also I'm in the Fela in the 7th of August. Tickets are still available for that. It's a big old fucking room now, but we're doing all right. We're doing all right. Sloan.